Hello, my name is Sam Burgess, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the genus Apolemia within the phylum Cnidaria. The phylum Cnidaria contains many wonderful classes of animals, from colorful corals and stinging anemones to minute multi-stage fish parasites and bizarre stalked jellyfish. In this video, however, I am going to focus on a genus of siphonophores, which themselves fall under the class Hydrozoa. Hydrozoa mostly contains various sessile jelly-like creatures that may or may not be colonial, but Apolemia consists entirely of large, colonial creatures that float freely and are typically found hundreds of meters deep in the ocean. Apolemia contains 5 species, 4 of which have only been documented since 1967, with the 5th, Apolemia uvaria, being a well-known nuisance on some New Zealand beaches, where it is known as the long, stringy, stingy thingy. To give more detail about the structure of the animal, although siphonophores may appear to be individual organisms, each specimen is actually a colonial organism composed of zooids that are morphologically and functionally specialized. Zooids are multicellular units that combine to create functional colonies able to reproduce, digest, float, and use jet propulsion to move. All of this applies to Apolemia, though most of the 5 species do not appear specialized for much movement beyond buoyancy control. Reproduction knowledge per genus is rare among siphonophores, but in general, the specialized gonophores produce either eggs or sperm, and depending on the species, a single colony can produce either one or both gametes. Once fertilized, either between different colonies or between neighboring zooids, a ciliated planula larva develops, then develops further into a protozooid and can either begin a new colony or lengthen an existing one. One zooid can also initiate a budding process to quickly build a new colony. In contrast, several species reproduce using polyps. Polyps can hold eggs and/or sperm and can be released into the water from the posterior end of the siphonophore. The polyps may then be fertilized outside of the organism. This part of siphonophore behavior could certainly use more studying, so get out there. Next, let's talk about feeding. Apolemia siphonophores, like all others, are predatory carnivores that can catch anything from copepods to small fish, with prey size increasing inversely with the swimming speed of the siphonophore. The gastrozooids of the colony each have a branching tentacle, which in turn has nematocysts, or stinging cells, on them. Apolemia siphonophores are typically deep-sea creatures, and so they are presumed to deploy a sit-and-wait tactic, to take advantage of the small amount of food at that depth. When prey becomes ensnared by multi-meter-long tentacles, they are stung from millions of nematocysts and are then moved by the tentacles to the digestion area of the gastrozooids. One remarkable specimen from Apolemia was spotted in April of 2020 near the Australian Ningaloo Canyons at 625 meters deep. Researchers only identified it as belonging to the genus Apolemia, but estimated its total length to be 390 feet or longer, with the outer ring of its loose coil alone estimated to be 154 feet. This would make it the longest creature ever documented, unless you count some sprawling coral colonies, which, by the way, are also from phylum Cnidaria. As you can see in the video, the siphonophore simply hangs eerily in wait of any prey to swim into its ghostly tentacles. If I encountered this on a dive, I would probably forget to breathe. Thank you for watching this video about Apolemia siphonophores, and have an excellent day.